Hi, it's May 22nd, 2011, and the world has not ended, so it's time to start training for the 7th annual Derby Street Mile. We're standing here right at the start of the Derby Street Mile. This year's race will be held on Friday night, August 19th, and we look forward to another great race this year. We have two races which we started a few years ago. We have the competitive race at 7 o'clock and the family run at 7:15, which we get a lot of runners who actually run back after the race to run with their kids and the rest of their family, and it turns out to be a great event. We get it combined, we get over 500 runners for both races. Okay, what you're looking at right now is from the start of the Derby Street Mile. You can see the beginning of the course right here, and shortly we'll be taking you on a tour of the course, a virtual tour. We'll be driving the course and letting you know each part of the course and how the course is run and the different scenic areas. We're at the finish line of the Derby Street Mile at the Park Service building, and I'm going to start our virtual tour of the Derby Street Mile. I'm going to be the narrator and driver, so please bear with us. And first of all, I just want to thank the National Park Service for helping us out and supporting us during this race. They provided electricity for the race. So the one thing I want to let viewers note is that we are doing this race in reverse because it's a one-way street. So bear that in mind as we start our virtual tour of the Derby Street Mile. Okay, we're right at the finish line. Here we go. This is the area that at the end of the race, most of the people will be here watching. There'll be a big crowd here. There'll be chutes going through. And if you look to your left, you got the historic Custom House, which is on the National Registry list of historic places in the country. And we just passed the Friendship up on your right. So we move ahead. And I just want to mention that this is race number 3 in the Salem Road Race Series. Race number 1 was the Frosty 4, which took place on January 1st. In March, we had the Old Salem Greens 5K race. Then we move on to the Derby Mile race. And then in September, we're going to have the half marathon. And then in October, we have the Devil's Run and Halloween, and then it finishes up with a Wild Turkey. And as we're moving along up here, we've passed the 3/4 mile mark. And on your right, you have the House of Seven Gables, the famous house that Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote about, as we move along this historic Derby Street. And I just want to mention, in this race, we have two races. We have the competitive race, which goes off at 7 o'clock. And then at 7:15, shortly after, we have the family run, which is for mostly kids who run the race. And many of the people who run the competitive run back to run with their families, with their children. And it's just a great event. We have over 500 runners combined, and it's year 7. So we're moving up here on Derby Street. We're going to be approaching the half-mile mark. And we've had some great races take place here over the years. The course record was broken in 2009 by Jeff Boyd. He ran a 4, I believe it was a 4:33, amazingly fast time. And the women's course record was broken that year also by Joan Boki, and Joan ran a 4:48. And we've never had anybody repeat the race as repeat winners. And we're coming along down Derby Street. On your right, you got the power plant, which has recently given the city notice they'll be moving out in the year 2014. And as you can see, most of the race at this point has been flat. A flat course, but we're heading at this time right on to Fort Avenue. See, there'll be some small rolling hills coming along up here, and this is the only hilly part of the course. And it kind of goes, you see it kind of going up and down, and then once you go back on the course, it's pretty much flat. But right here, we're going up a hill, and just remember that we are going in reverse. up to the start of the race. We're probably about 300 yards away from the start of the race, and right now we're heading a little downhill. So the start does go up, goes down a little, and then there's a long straight. So it does have a few little bumps in it, but it's a certified course, 1 mile, and we're coming here right to the start of the race at this pole, right at the beginning of the Salem. Here we are at the finish line at the Derby Street Mile, now that you've just seen a tour of the course. And right over there you're looking at the Salem Trolley, one of our major sponsors. They shuttle runners back and forth during the race. We're standing here right in the area of the finish line for the Derby Street Mile. We've got the Friendship boats, we've got the Custom House, one of the truly scenic areas in Salem. And I hope you'll join us for the 7th annual Derby Street Mile. And I want to thank our sponsors this year. I want to thank the Salem Waterfront Hotel, where we'll be hosting the post party at the end of the race. I want to thank again the Salem Trolley, the Boston Herald, the Stephen O'Grady Foundation, CB Photography, www.salemroadraces.com. And we look forward to having a great finish this year and a great crowd once again for our 2011 Derby Street Mile.